when options are limited, the way a situation is handled still changes what follows. Every single interaction we have, really everything we take in, it all passes through this personal filter. It's not something we turn on or off. It's just there, built up over years and years from everything we've been through. And it colors how we see the world before we even have a chance to think about it. So what even is an experience? It's not just what happens to us, right? It's something we build inside. It's made of a few different things. There's our interpretation of the event, then there's the emotion that bubbles up, and even the physical tension we hold in our bodies. All those pieces come together to create our personal reality, which, interestingly, can be wildly different from what objectively happened. And that really gets to the heart of it. That quote says it all. You can take something completely neutral and, based on your own internal world, turn it into a huge win or a total catastrophe. A simple comment might trigger some old memory, and suddenly you're not reacting to the person in front of you at all, you're reacting to ghosts. Okay, so that's our internal filter. But it doesn't just operate in a vacuum, of course. Just like our perception is shaped on the inside, the choices we're given are often shaped from the outside. The way a decision is presented to us has a huge impact on what we think is even possible. Think about it. So often, we're presented with what looks like a simple choice. It's either option A or option B. But that's almost never the whole story, is it? The way the choice is framed can completely hide a whole alphabet of other possibilities, all those options from C all the way to Z. It might be cultural assumptions, or maybe someone is deliberately narrowing the field for you, making you see only two doors. And this external framing, it often comes with this added pressure, right? This sense of artificial urgency. You have to decide right now. But it's worth asking, when someone is pushing you like that, who really benefits from that rush? That urgency itself becomes a tool, a way to keep you from really thinking things through. So when you're faced with these external limits, a choice that feels too narrow, a clock that's ticking too fast, the focus kind of has to swing back to the internal. Because even when the options out there seem totally fixed, there's always a space for response on the inside. In those situations that feel chaotic and overwhelming, one possible response that's been observed is just deliberate calm. Now, this isn't about freezing up or doing nothing. It's about slowing down the reaction. It breaks that cycle where rushing leads to mistakes, and those mistakes just create more chaos. It's this capacity to slow your reaction without actually stopping your progress. And inside that space, another option comes into view. Sometimes, the most powerful thing to do is to simply decline to choose. And that's not being passive. It can be a very active move. It's a way of negotiating, of pushing back for the time and space you need to actually evaluate things. It's a refusal to play along with an artificial timeline. These moments of choice, of restraint, they all lead to something bigger. We can zoom out from these single instances and start to look at the continuous, ongoing way we allocate our focus. The perspective shifts from one response to the whole pattern of our attention over a long, long time. When you look at it that way, the direction of a life seems to be shaped less by those big, dramatic, one-off decisions, and more by the quiet, steady, repeated patterns of our attention. It's the slow accumulation of where we consistently put our focus that carves out a path. And so the observation remains. Agency is found not necessarily in changing the external constraints, but in how attention is continuously allocated within them. There is no neat conclusion here, only the quiet reflection that a life becomes, in the end, an accumulation of what the mind has focused on.